Okay. All right. So thank you so much for joining me tonight for this Essential Oils 101 webinar. I know it's tough to come to a class live and in person sometimes, so I thought this was a nice way to spread the love and share the information. So today we're going to cover what essentials are, so what essential oils are, why sourcing really do make a huge difference, and most importantly, how you can use the top 10 foundation oils safely and effectively, because that's the most important thing. Is how to use them safely, how to sort of make the most out of them, because they are amazing. And there's nothing better than knowing you're using them to their full potential. So before we get started, I just want to preface my presentation with a little bit about sort of where I'm coming from. I firmly believe in looking to nature first before heading down the more synthetic road. Because I do believe our bodies were designed to heal themselves if we sort of get out of our own way. I think a lot of times we do just that. We throw all this stuff at our body that really just does nothing but get in the way of our bodies being able to do what they're meant to do. I also believe nowadays, more than ever, people don't really realize how good we're supposed to, we're meant to feel in our bodies. I think now a lot of people just sort of figure out a way to deal with whatever they're dealing with, whatever chronic discomfort or illness they have, or even just, emotional state or, whatever it is they're dealing with. I feel like people don't think that there's a way to get past that. So I hope with this information we talk about tonight, I hope to empower you to think about taking care of yourself and your families in a totally different way than you ever thought you could, ever thought possible. Having said all that, I really do, think there's a time and a place for both modern medicine and nature's medicine. And not too long ago, I was in a position where modern medicine literally saved my life and my son's life. So I am so thankful that we have the choice, because it definitely is, miraculous that modern medicine is where it is today. So my journey began kind of post first kid. So I'd already had my daughter, Cameron, who's 3.5. And I knew when I got pregnant with Leo that I needed to do better for myself. When Cameron was born, I really got sucked into the vortex of motherhood. I really just, let everything that I did to care for myself before she was born just fall by the wayside. And I really was just totally focused in on her, and with lack of sleep and the loss of sense of self and all the stuff that goes along with being a mom for the first time, I really was like, I was not in a very good state. It took me about probably more like 8 or 9 months before I was like, okay, this is not good. I need to get out of this and start, being social again and exercising and taking care of myself and taking time for myself. So anyways, when I got pregnant with Leo, I knew I had to do better. That was like the one thing I was focused on the whole pregnancy, was trying to figure out a way that I could, make time for both the kids plus myself. And I stumbled across a friend who was posting about the oils, and something clicked. She wasn't necessarily posting about anything that was, directly correlated to what I was looking for, but there was just something in what she was posting, a feeling I got that was the way that I needed to go. So anyways, I reached out to her about grapefruit oil that I could ingest because you can't really find that anywhere. And she said, yeah, of course, here's the info, here's the website, blah, 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 blah. She gave me all this info, and I was like pretty much hooked from that moment. But I did a lot of research. I did a lot more digging, and everything I read just said, yes, this is how I have to go. This is where I need to put, my attention into. And it was the best decision ever. Excuse me. I got my kit. So I ended up getting a kit. I didn't end up getting grapefruit oil right away, but so I got my kit, and like a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, I was admitted to the hospital with high blood pressure, preeclampsia, and what ended up turning into HELLP syndrome, which is very scary. And I ended up having Leo by emergency C-section at 33 weeks. So he was quite early. I was quite sick. And although modern medicine is what saved my life, I had my oils with me, and I was like oiling like a crazy person, lavender, On Guard, all sorts of stuff, whatever I could do. And it gave me such a sense of control, and, put me at ease that I was doing what I could to heal and, get better. Not only that, but I think they really helped me deal with a lot of the stress that was surrounding the whole situation. There was a lot of, processing that needed to happen with all that stuff that went on. So that was how I got started, and needless to say, I was hooked from that point on. I'd always sort of been a bit of a hippie, I guess you could say. Like, I grew up in Victoria, which, if you're from around here, Victoria is like full of hippies. So I was always into the more natural approach to things. But I didn't really know much other than just buying, the natural products on the shelf. And with these oils, and when I started researching and reading, that really sort of closed the loop a little bit between, caring for myself and up-leveling my self-care. And it also carried over into my need and my desire for, reducing the toxic load in my house through cleaning products and beauty products. And I started experimenting with recipes, and it really just kind of came full circle for me. And I was just blown away that I could do all of this with these oils. So what you see here is doTERRA's wellness lifestyle pyramid. The heavy, the big players are here, the ones we all hear about: exercise and eating right. We're not really going to talk about this today. Rest and managing stress and reducing toxic load are things we're going to cover, as well as informed self-care, which I think is so important. And that's what we're doing today: learning about your options, looking into alternative ways of caring for yourself. Being your own advocate, I think, is a huge, huge piece of the puzzle these days. So, when I started really looking into what was in the products on the market, it scared the crap out of me. And learning that it only takes 26 seconds for the chemicals you put on your skin to get into your bloodstream. It really makes you think, like, what is it that I'm putting on my body? And so this was like one of the first areas that I really started to experiment with and explore with my oils was beauty products, and starting to replace some of the so-called natural products with real, like, kitchen cupboard, pantry, DIY products, coconut oil, beeswax, and then, adding amazing essential oils. I started to, I kind of, every time I make something that I'm happy with, I feel like a bit of a ninja. I so enjoy it. And beyond that, I mentioned briefly modern medicine, and how grateful I am for its existence. But I think we're getting to a point, a bit of a tipping point, especially in the Western world, where it's relied on so heavily for everything, that is becoming a problem. And, the toxic exposure. And when I say toxins, I don't mean, I mean just chemicals, synthetics. um, Everybody and their dog is popping pills these days for everything from, the common cold to, I mean, who knows, everything. It's just like, it seems the answer to everything these days is a prescription. And the problem with that is that our bodies just don't recognize the stuff that's in these medications, which creates a bit of a cycle of, prescribe, side effects, more prescriptions, and there's never really an end to it. I recently watched a webinar, or listened to a webinar rather, where a doctor in the States was saying that the average person over the age of 65 in the States right now is on 13 prescription medications, and 9 of those are to counteract the side effects of the other 4 that they actually need. That blows my mind. Like, something's up when that's, the kinds of statistics that are coming out of medicine right now. These stats down here really sort of resonate with me. That the fastest growing group of prescription addicts are women in their 30s, and the second fastest growing group is preschool age children. Like, that's scary to me. And we're seeing the tipping point in the way we're aging, chronic disease, the rise of cancer, autism, all of those things, all those really horrible diseases are on the rise. There's I can't think of anything that's actually decreasing in that regard. ADD, ADHD, autism, all that stuff is on the rise. And there's a lot of evidence pointing to, chemical exposure and toxins and all that stuff. So, alternatives are necessary. So this is the cycle that I was talking about: synthetically produced, doctors prescribe, patient use, side effects occur, more prescriptions, more, the cycle continues. Whereas with nature's medicine, nature produces it, it meets your body's needs, your body's able to heal itself the way it was meant to. That seems a lot nicer to me. I like the sounds of that a lot better. So, why essential oils? Well, there's a ton of reasons. Essential oils have been used for centuries to support healing in the body. I mean, there's countless references to essential oils in the Bibles and ancient Egypt and way back. They're 100% natural. They work with our body to promote health without side effects. Our body recognizes them, knows how to metabolize them and process them. They are powerful and potent, 50 to 70 times more powerful than herbs. So they really pack a punch. There's a huge array of uses, mood management to, making your own DIY products and removing unnecessary toxins from your body. You can use them in your kitchen. It goes on and on. They're very easy to use. 1 or 2 drops is usually all you need in most applications. And when you break it down, I mean, they're very affordable when you look at all the ways you can use them and all of the things you can sort of phase out as you phase more oils into your life. They're very affordable, and will last you quite a while. And with an honest brand, you'll be sure to have what I like to call 100% pure. Man, why do I keep doing that? Sorry. 100% pure, badass plant magic, sourced indigenously where the plant thrives in its natural habitat, which ensures the highest quality and the highest chemical constituents possible. So that's what you want. I mean, anybody can grow lavender in a pot in their front yard, but when you compare it to the lavender that's native to France, you know, the chemical makeup is going to be completely different, and the benefits are going to be completely different. You know, and one of the first tests that doTERRA does along the process is organoleptic testing, which is just using your senses. And, you know, even that test you could tell the difference right away. So what are essential oils? What are these oils that I'm talking about? They're natural aromatic compounds. So when you smell a rose or, you know, the pine needles in the forest, that scent they give off, those are essential oils. There's a little picture down here depicting where the oil is stored in a peppermint, on a peppermint leaf. It's a little sac on the underside of the leaf. You know, everywhere is different. In the citrus, there is the little dimples on the rind. That's where the oils are stored. And they act as a protectant for the plant, and they heal and they ward off pests, and it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to skip that little video. So here's a little overview of how essential oils work within the body. So we have cells that communicate with each other through electrical pulses and through the hormone system. And toxins, the toxins that I've been talking about, they block receptor sites. So cells, they can't communicate properly, which opens the door to not functioning properly, disease, and we don't want that. So on average, it takes the liver between 30 to 120 minutes to break down the oils. The three main types, there's three main heavy hitters, phenols. So these are the cleansers of the receptor sites. So they, like if you imagine that each cell has a door, chemicals, toxins, damage, those block the door into your cell. And then when that happens, you start to see a decline in your health. They can be damaged by man-made products, you know, pollution in the air, toxins in the air, medicine. So phenols go in and they cleanse the outside of the cell membrane. So other essential oils can start to do their job. Phenols also help rid the body of parasites. So examples would be wintergreen, clove, basil, melaleuca, fennel. A couple of these we'll talk about. Peppermint we'll talk about a little bit more in detail in a few minutes. Oregano is another big one. So next are sesquiterpenes. I said it right. Usually I say it takes me 2 or 3 times to actually say it right. So these are like the police. Once the phenols have done their work, the door is accessible. The sesquiterpenes enter and stop or erase garbled or miswritten information. And so examples would be cedarwood, patchouli, sandalwood, myrrh, vetiver, chamomile, black pepper, ylang ylang, lemon. And then lastly, the monoterpenes. So these are like the doctors. So they go in and they seek and repair damage to your cells. They sort of reset everything to factory settings. So grapefruit, orange, lemon, frankincense, cypress, marjoram, balance, and juniper berry. So that's sort of, I mean, there's obviously other types of oils, but these are the 3 main ones and sort of how they work in the body. Application and safety is very important because these are pure and potent oils. You know, you need to sort of observe a few little safety rules. First, application methods. There's three ways to use the oils. First one, super simple, aromatic use. Oils in the diffuser. I've got my little desk diffuser going with some vetiver and lime right now. So that would be aromatic use. Some oils in the diffuser. You can also just take a bottle, inhale the oils. They do go to work just simply by inhaling them. Excuse me. You can also put a drop in the palm of your hand, you know, rub it together and inhale that way. Very simple. you can use them topically. So you can apply localized to an area of, discomfort, or, if you have a sore muscle, or, a cut or a scrape or something you want to help heal. You can apply to the bottoms of the feet. That's a very popular place to apply the oils. The skin on the bottom of your feet is less sensitive. And also for kids, I find on my kids, it's a great place to put the oils, because I can put socks right on afterwards, and I know that they're not going to get it all over their fingers, and, maybe put it in their eyes, or, and if the scent is not, that appealing for whatever reason, it's a good place. Keep it far away from your nose. You can also apply to your pulse points wherever. I mean, really, I spend a lot of, like, when I apply oils, I'll, do my temples or my pulse points, or even over my heart. I find I'm doing that a lot, or the back of my neck. Really, whatever feels good, honestly. If it's a sore muscle, of course, you want to target that area more specifically. And then the last way to use the oils is internally. So with these oils, because of their purity and their amazing testing, some of these oils can be ingested. So I'd say the main way a lot of people ingest these oils is through doTERRA's supplements, which are actually their number one product. So they've got I'm not going to go too much into the supplements right now, but there are essential oil blends in each of the supplements, which is pretty amazing. You can also add them to water. You can cook with them. Often I will, if I'm feeling a little under the weather, I'll mix a little concoction in a veggie cap and take that internally. Having said that, you don't have to take them internally. Topical and aromatic application is just as effective. So it's all about your comfort level in that regard. So safety, one of the key things I recommend when you're first starting out is dilute. Especially when you're first starting out, because you don't know how your skin might react. So with kids, always dilute. For kids, a ratio I recommend is a drop of essential oil to a tablespoon of carrier oil. And then for adults, 1 or 2 drops in a teaspoon is a good ratio. There's oils that you definitely always should dilute even as an adult. Hot oils like oregano, thyme, cinnamon, cassia, and clove. Those you might see a reaction if you don't dilute them. But like I said, I always say to dilute it when you're first starting out with the oils, and just see how your skin reacts, see how your body reacts. Diluting doesn't affect the efficacy of the oils. And in some cases, I say it's actually improves it, because, for instance, if you have you have sore muscles and you're massaging an oil into your thigh, adding a carrier oil will make that oil go farther. It also makes the oils themselves last longer, because you're only using a drop versus 4 or 5 to cover a larger area. So another, you don't want to apply the oils to entry points, ears, up your nose, other places, and definitely wash your hands well after. Like, nothing is worse than getting peppermint in your eye because you forgot to wash your hands after you put it on. Then always store your oils properly with caps done up and away from direct heat, and they'll last for years and years and years and years. Another thing I want to mention that's not on the slide is that if you are having some sort of reaction to an oil, you feel like you have too much on, or you just have an unpleasant sensation, don't use water to wash it off, because that actually drives the oils further into your skin. Like peppermint is a good example. Use an oil. Essential oils are lipid soluble, so they'll actually be absorbed into the oil, and you can wipe it off that way. So that's that. So I mentioned how aromatic use is so effective. And I wanted to just quickly go over how that actually works. So you inhale through your nose. The essential oils hit olfactory cells, nerves in your nasal cavity. And then the molecules actually bind to receptor sites. Those cells send signals to the limbic area of your brain, and that area is huge. It's regulates so many things: memory, emotions, hormones, your blood pressure, heart rate. It basically regulates how your body deals with outside stimuli. There's an elevation of your endorphins and your neurotransmitters. A lot is going on behind the scenes when you're just inhaling these essential oils. It's fascinating. So why doTERRA? I've mentioned a couple of things just briefly, but for me, this was one of the things that really drew me to the company versus others. Oh, sorry, I'm having a little issue here. There we go. Their sourcing that is second to none. They literally go to the ends of the earth to source the highest quality product. They could buy farmland in the US and, try and grow a bunch of stuff, but they don't do that. They go elsewhere. They get their lavender from France and their lemon from Italy and, vetiver's from Haiti. So they really search out the best quality products so that we have the best quality oils to use as a result. They also have the most amazing initiative called co-impact sourcing. And basically what that involves is them going into a place, and they work with the farmers, the local farmers, to create sort of a co-op where everybody is mutually benefiting from the relationship. So they work with the farmers to increase efficiency, and they pay them fair wages all year round instead of just at harvest time, which is huge. If they find the community is lacking basics, they will bring those in. So, for example, with the vetiver in Haiti, they didn't have water in their village, so doTERRA helped bring water, running water to the village, so they didn't have to walk an hour and a half each way every day to get water. They really, really, truly care about the communities and the people that they're working with. And they want them to thrive because of this relationship. So that, to me, is huge. Beyond that, their testing is ridiculous. It goes above and beyond. So certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils require testing seven. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. 7 different tests at several points in the process. So organoleptic testing, which I mentioned earlier, it involves the human senses. So this is the first test that's done. Microbial testing, gas chromatography, and mass spectrometry analysis. So this actually determines which compounds are present and the actual composition of the essential oil. Fourier transform infrared spectroscopy, chirality testing, isotopic analysis, and heavy metal testing. And basically what this does is it basically just ensures that the oil is what it should be in the amounts that it should be, and that there's absolutely no adulteration, there's no contamination, there's nothing in the oil that should not be there. And this just leaves us with the most amazing oils. And I should mention that there's absolutely no room for error in these testing. It's not like a percentage pass, it's a pass or fail. If there's anything in these oils that is present that shouldn't be, the batch is, chucked out. They don't add anything to kind of, even out the results, which is fantastic. So how do I know what oils to use? This is an important thing because I know way back in the day. Oh, that slide is out of place. Sorry. I'll get into that after. I'm gonna, this point, if we were live, I'd start passing around the oils and we could all have a smell fest, but we'll just have to pretend. So I'm going to cover the 10 foundation oils that are in the Home Essentials Kit and the Family Physician Kit. The first one is peppermint. And this is one of my, I'm going to say this probably about every other oil, but peppermint is my go-to. I definitely use it every day. So energizing, so uplifting. I use it first thing in the morning. It's, usually in the diffuser with wild orange. It promotes healthy respiratory function and clear breathing. So I'll often use it before I work out as well. If you put a drop in water and drink that, it can really help with bloating and gas and occasional indigestion. It's great massaged on tense muscles. If you have head pain, like I find it really is great to relieve that. I use it mostly for fatigue or low energy. When the kids get me up before I want to get up, or, if I really just need a boost, I'll just open up the bottle and just take a whiff. They also, peppermint also comes in these little handy beadlets, which are awesome. I keep them in my bag, and we'll just pop one if I need, a little boost of energy. And I often use it in place of chewing gum, just to freshen breath. Next is lavender, and lavender is, a big fave with a lot of people. It's all things relaxing and, stress relieving. But it also is an amazing first aid oil. I find I use it a ton for skin stuff, whether that be, burns or rashes or any kind of skin irritation. Lavender is like my go-to. I often use it in my coconut oil moisturizer, Epsom salt baths. It's amazing for that, for the skin soothing aspects as well as the relaxation. And then, it's great. You just add a couple of drops of lavender to your linens or your pillows to help, ease you off to sleep. Lavender. And this was actually the first oil when I compared, what I had to what I got, and I was like blown away. I could very clearly smell the difference. So lemon is so fresh, so uplifting. I use this a ton for cleaning, but I also, if I don't have fresh lemons on hand, I will use this in my warm water in the morning. So cleansing, very gentle as well. I actually like diffusing it for focus. And so if I have to, if I'm doing some work at night after the kids have gone to bed, I'll pop some lemon in the diffuser, and I really find it helps me, focus and get stuff done. And it also does support healthy respiratory function as well. So this lemon is usually in the little concoction I make if I'm feeling not great, along with a few other oils like melaleuca and oregano and peppermint and On Guard. But lemon is an awesome oil for cleaning as well. And it's I like to call it nature's Goo Gone. So those sticky sticker residues that you can pretty much not get off with anything. A couple of drops of lemon, even a drop of lemon, just let it soak on that for a minute or two, and it wipes off like nobody's business. It's amazing. Next up is melaleuca, or in Canada, it's going to be called tea tree oil. My bottle still says melaleuca, though, so I haven't made the transition yet. this is renowned for cleansing and rejuvenating effect on the skin. So this would also be another amazing first aid oil. It's kind of like the Swiss Army knife. You can pretty much use it for anything. It's great for your immune system, great for supporting healthy immune function. And it's great at this time of year, especially for protecting against, all the seasonal stuff that's going on. We were recently in Thailand, and my son got hand, foot, and mouth, and he had this most horrible rash. And I swear, Melaleuca, lavender, and frankincense saved the day. I applied it 3 times a day with coconut oil, and I could tell the difference within one day of how, it just really calmed everything down, calmed the redness. I'm so thankful I brought all that stuff. I also like to use tea tree for cleaning my makeup brushes and soaking toothbrushes as well. It's just a really great cleanser of all types. So you could add it to your water to clean your floor as well. Pretty much anything you want to clean, it'll do the job. Next up is On Guard. This is another heavy rotation oil in our house. Where did it go? It's rolled away. Oh, here we go. So On Guard is a protective blend. So it has wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary leaf. And it is such an amazing blend for just boosting your immune system. Also a great cleaning oil. I use it in all the hand soap and dish soap in the house. I've got a little, like an empty, almost empty bottle of On Guard that I've filled with water, and I have a little mister, carry that around, and I use that as a hand sanitizer. Triclosan free, nasty chemical free hand sanitizer. It's also great to diffuse and cleanse the air, purify the air. And I find I use it daily this time of year on myself, my kids, especially with Cameron going to preschool with all the extra exposure. This is an awesome blend. Also comes in the beadlets, which are super handy to have. I keep them in my bag as well, just for that, anytime I feel like I need a little bit of a boost, immune-wise, I will pop one. I also find On Guard's very calming if I have a sore throat. I'll just gargle a drop or two in some warm water, and I find it really, really calms things down. Anybody have any questions so far? No? Okay. So oregano. Everybody's heard of oil of oregano. So this is the same, it's the same idea. However, the oil of oregano that you can buy on the shelf is usually about a 20% dilution. So 20% oregano essential oil, and then 80% of a carrier oil. This is 100% pure oregano essential oil. So a little bit goes a really, really long way. It's quite strong. So if I take it, I usually will apply it topically, or I'll put it in that little gel cap because I'm a bit of a wimp. I know people, you put a drop or two in water and drink it, but it's going to be very hot. So for myself, I opt to usually apply it topically or put it in a gel cap so I don't have to taste it. But this is super mega supportive and cleansing. Again, you can clean with it as well. We have a shower upstairs that's completely sealed, and it gets a little bit, moldy or mildewy rather. And so I have a special cleaner for that, and it's got oregano in it. You can also cook with it. Awesome. Like one drop goes a long way and will make a beautiful marinara sauce. Up next, just a little bit of information about, the overuse of antibiotics. And, this article specifically talks about ear infections in children and how they really they really have very little impact. So another tip about Melaleuca is if you do have an ear infection, or your kid has an ear infection, you can put a drop of Melaleuca and a drop of lavender on a cotton ball and just put it inside the ear and tape it over. And do that a couple of times during the day, and that's going to go a long way to really clear up that infection. This little video, which I didn't link to, I just did the screenshot, but check it out if you have a minute. So this teenager did a science experiment for a science fair, and he tested oregano and clove essential oil and amoxicillin against E. coli bacteria, and the oregano completely blew the amoxicillin out of the water. He started, I think, with 4 drops of oregano, and it killed the E. coli completely. So he had to keep scaling back the amount of oregano he used so that he could get a measurable result. And I think he ended up at 1 micropipette drop of oregano before he could get a measurable result. And it's still at that low amount, beat the amoxicillin, which is pretty amazing. There's records of them using oregano, back in World War I and II, out in the field as an antibiotic. And Hippocrates used oregano oil, the father of modern medicine. So there is a lot of history and study that's gone into oregano. Breathe is one of my faves. I don't know how these got so far behind my computer, but I just love the smell. I've been using this over the last week, multiple times a day because I've had a bit of a thing happening here. But I also love to diffuse it at night. I find the scent really relaxing. So I diffuse it with like lavender or serenity. I also do a little swipe on my sinuses before I go work out because I find it really just opens everything up and sort of connects me to my breath. And I just love it. I just find it very opening and freeing almost. So it's a blend of laurel leaf, peppermint, eucalyptus, melaleuca, lemon, ravensara, and cardamom. So it's really soothing and opening. And I love it. And the kids love it too. Okay, Deep Blue. This is another fave. Okay, I'm totally overusing the word, but I can't help it. So Deep Blue is a soothing blend. So think, tension, sore muscles, aches, pains. It's a combination of wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, blue tansy, blue chamomile, helichrysum, and osmanthus. So it's a balance of oils for pain, for relaxation, and for healing. And it's got the most amazing warming sensation. Earlier this evening, I was feeling really, I don't know, I think I'd been hunching or something during the day, but I just massaged it into my shoulders and my neck, and it was just immediate relief. So it comes in a 5 ml bottle. It also comes in a 10 ml roll-on. So if you find you have a lot of tension, like in your neck and head, that the roll-on might be a good way to go. And there's also a rub form, which is amazing, especially if you find big muscle groups are sore. It's great for massages on your back. This stuff is the bomb. So Digestin. So this blend is all things digestion. So it's got a powerhouse blend of oils for soothing, digestion, bloating, gas, and maintaining a healthy GI tract. It smells really good too. So ginger, peppermint, caraway, coriander, aniseed, tarragon, and fennel, all combined to really just soothe, any upset. I used this on Leo a lot when we first brought him home from the hospital. because his digestion was just so immature that I found he really needed a lot of help in this department, and I found he got a lot of relief from this blend. So you can take this internally, or you can use it topically. I usually start using it topically and see sort of how I feel before I'll take it internally. But usually, I feel relief, within 15 minutes or less. Great for heartburn as well. Yeah, it's a great blend. Okay, frankincense. So this is like my fave. This is like the top of the list. If I had to go to a desert island with only one oil, frankincense would be it. I just find the scent so intoxicating. So this oil is amazing for your skin. Very rejuvenating, very regenerative. It's also highly anti-inflammatory. So it's great for joint health. I did put a drop of Frank under my tongue every morning, just for general well-being. I think it really does help with healthy cell proliferation and cell function. I also feel like a sense of just calm when I do that. It's great for if you have, if you work in the garden all day, or if you're out, doing a lot of work, rubbing it on your hands or your feet or joints. It's got a really soothing effect. It's also great for your skin, like I said, wrinkles, evening out skin tone. My mom has a lot of success with her headaches using frankincense. She'll press a drop to the roof of her mouth, and it usually really helps subside the pain. And again, it's great in the diffuser. I love it mixed with wild orange, and pretty much anything. I love it. I also, if I'll do, I do a yogurt and bentonite clay facial mask, and I usually would use frankincense and myrrh in that as well. And I'll mix it up and add it to my coconut oil moisturizer as well. I just love it. Such a great oil. And there's been a lot of buzz about frankincense and various ways it can support neurological disorders, because frankincense, the molecular structure is such that it actually allows passage through the blood-brain barrier, which is pretty amazing. It's one of the few things that actually is allowed to pass the blood-brain barrier. So I think the future of research in frankincense is very exciting. So I mentioned a little bit earlier briefly the supplements. So Lifelong Vitality is doTERRA's number one product, and actually the only product that they offer a money-back guarantee on. And it's a combination of Microplex MVP. It's their food nutrient complex. So it's a combination of whole food and a polyphenol blend. And so, the polyphenols are grapeseed extract and quercetin and pomegranate, and then a whole food blend. Then they've got their Z Omega, which is a essential oil and omega complex. So it's a sustainably sourced omegas, and then it's got a really powerhouse blend of essential oils. So it's got clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway, and German chamomile. So an amazing supplement here. And alpha CRS, which is the cellular vitality complex. So this is the antioxidant blend. So very potent blend of antioxidants. And combined, the thing that makes these supplements unique is that they're not, there's a lot of mega dosing going on in the supplement world right now. It's like more is better. What these supplements aim to do is bring your body back into balance. So I like to think of it as the Goldilocks effect. It's not too much, it's not too little. It's just the right amount of all of the specific ingredients to bring our body back into balance. There's zero additives, there's no fillers. All of the ingredients are highly bioavailable, so that your body absorbs as much as possible of these amazing ingredients. Which is unique because a lot of off the shelf supplements, I mean, you're taking them and your body can only absorb 6% or, of whatever the ingredients are. So I noticed, I've been taking them since Leo was born. My energy is up. My sleep is deeper when I do get to sleep. I feel like the baby brain was way less, although, my husband may disagree. I feel good in my body. I don't have a ton of pain or aches. My digestion is on point. I feel I'm healthy most of the time. I very rarely get sick. And if I do, it's generally for 24 hours. So I'm a huge fan of these supplements. So these are actually available in a couple of the kits, the Cleanse and Restore kit, and the Natural Solutions kit. Alternatively, you can purchase them on their own. So this is where that other slide was supposed to be. So how do you know what oil to use? It's the burning question. So there's tons and tons of resources out there. My favorite right now is the Essential Life book. It's just chock full of amazing information. So you can get info about specific oils. You can look up different conditions and health concerns. It's organized by body system. So it's very easy to figure out what you need and how to use it. There's recipes and blends and how to apply them. There's also food recipes for cooking with the oils. There's a section on kids, so you can really be sure what you're doing. I just find it's just pets and outdoors. There's holiday DIY ideas. It's just a really, really great resource. On top of that, the Modern Essentials book is great. I find it's more sciencey, so it covers a lot more of the actual chemical makeup of the essential oils. But it does offer a lot of insight into how to use them as well. There's an app, which is amazing. You can get for your phone, so you can just look it up on the go. And Aromatic Science is also a really great resource, because not only do they have research about the essential oils, they actually have education modules and protocols. So you can actually learn about essential oils from the beginning, from distillation all the way down to the chemistry of it. If you are interested in the chemistry, the Essential Oil University Facebook group is great as well. He's kind of a no-nonsense guy, the guy who runs it, but he's super, super knowledgeable in the actual chemistry of essential oils. So I really like checking out his page. When you join as a member, there's also some Facebook groups that you get added to that are amazing resources. They're filled with people who have a huge amount of experience with the oils and varied backgrounds. So I find posting questions there usually get responses very, very quickly, which is really nice. So simple next steps. I mean, you can't change everything all at once. So, if you're looking to make a change, I think small little steps, which are pointing you in the right direction, are the way to go. So, reducing your toxic load by choosing organic whole foods as much as possible, having these essential oils on hand so you can use them first when things arise, and start experimenting with making your own products, and really empowering yourself to look to those first. Education is huge, and becoming your own advocate. I mean, I think gone are the days when you can go to a doctor and know for sure that what they're telling you is what's best for you. I'm not saying doctors aren't great, but they're overworked, and they can't know everything, right? I think becoming our own health advocate is a huge step. And then surrounding yourself with supportive people with similar goals. I mean, your vibe really does attract your tribe, and surrounding yourself with people who are heading in the same direction as you want to go is like a really important step. So most people begin with a starter kit. So we've covered the foundation oils that are found in the Family Physician Kit and in the Home Essentials Kit. The main difference is the size of bottles. The Family Physician Kit is 5 mils, and they come with the 2 beadlets that I showed earlier. The Home Essentials Kit is 15 mil bottles, and then you get a diffuser. The emotional aromatherapy kit is amazing. That is like the subject of a whole other webinar in and of itself. So these kits come with the wholesale membership. If that's not your bag and you want to just put your own kit together, you can totally do that as well. So the membership is $35, and that's for a year and allows you to purchase at wholesale. So you can just purchase that and then pick whichever oils you feel would work best for you. And I can help you figure that out, or whoever directed you to this online class can definitely help set you up with the oils that are going to be the best for your household or for your needs. I want to quickly mention right now in January and February, there's an amazing promotion going on right now. doTERRA is offering a really good incentive for getting started. So if you place 100 PV order, 100 PV enrollment order, which would, any of the kits would qualify you. If you place 100 PV enrollment order, and then the following month set up a loyalty rewards order, which is also 100 PV or more, doTERRA will gift you with 100 free points, which is $100 in essential oils. That is amazing. In Canada right now, with the loyalty rewards program, you start earning 30% back in points right away. So you really start earning points. A huge incentive to start shifting your dollars into this lifestyle. I won't go too much into the loyalty rewards program in this webinar, but I encourage you, if this is something that you feel is right for you, to definitely get back with the person who sent you this way, and they can give you all the details. But it's a really awesome program that rewards you for really like taking care of your health and your wellness. So what you also get along with the wholesale membership is becoming part of our team culture, which is an amazing, supportive group of people who really, we lift each other up. I'm so happy to be involved with the people that I am, because every time I interact with any of them, I leave feeling warm and fuzzy. We also offer a welcome ebook, which goes over the top 10 oils in depth with some of the favorite ways that we use it. There's a another ebook chocked full of DIY recipes and rollerball recipes and tons of information. Huge amount of education is available. Natural Solutions Health Summit. Tons of YouTube videos, and there is monthly webinars. There's just so much value. I also offer a 30-minute one-on-one call. So we go over all your membership perks and show you your back office, and then, tailor, an oil routine that's right for you. Does anybody have any questions at this point? I want to make sure everybody's getting taken care of here. Let's hold on here. Sec. Okay, awesome. Okay, well, I don't really have a ton more to cover today. I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I really hope you found this informative. I will hang out for a few minutes after and, answer any questions. But I really just encourage you, if you're curious about these oils, reach out to me, and I'll answer any questions you have after as well. And if you're ready, awesome. And let's get you set up and get these oils in your hands, because swear to God, there's no going back. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Morgan.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thanks, Morgan. That was really good.
Oh, thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging out.
Would you consider sharing your PowerPoint slides?
Yeah, for sure. Of course.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
Cool. Yeah, no worries. I'll make sure to put them in order this time.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. I'll send those to you after. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm gonna hop off if nobody else has any questions. Let you guys get on with your evening.
Okay. Good night.
Good night. Thanks.